No Mac McClung, no Omer Yurtseven, and this is a game, Donnie, that they really need.
Yeah, you heard Casey talk a little bit about it. They've had a lot of changes, transfers, injuries, but remember, the best win of the season was at Butler on the 15th of this month. Did a wonderful job. It made them faster. Hopefully they can find some of that energy in this building tonight.
Yeah, they're going to need it because it is loud and it is very energetic right now inside Fiserv Forum. Cheap starting lineups. So that means that Patrick Ewing goes with Qudus Wahab again, the freshman starting at the center spot. And Marcus Howard, everybody knows what he can do. He had 42 when these two teams met on January 18th. And that is what they bring to the table. They bring a lot to the table. Yurtseven with the ankle injury, and Mac McClung out for the 6th time in 7 games. So it's Wahab and Sean, an awkward tip, but the freshman is able to control it. And Georgetown wearing those title blue unis, Donnie, the 5th time they've sported those this year.
Yeah, they're 2-2 in those uniforms, 500. And remember, you have to remember the Butler game. They got off to a really good start, Georgetown, without Yurtseven and McClung.
And their guards, I mean, they're used to playing 40 minutes a game at this point. But they start with an outside jumper, no good from Mosley.
And the way they won that game was their energy. They popped. The ball did not stop. It didn't get stuck on one side of the floor. They were just a little bit quicker and sharper than Butler in that game.
And right now, they are on the outside looking in by all the prognosticators' outlooks of the NCAA tournament. Georgetown, Marquette firmly in, but having lost 3 straight, they're trying to find their footing. Shot clock winding down here. McEwen realizes it. And weak side rebound to Wahab.
That's a real good defensive stop for Georgetown. Anytime that ball ends up in someone else's hand at the end of a shot clock, other than Marcus Howard, you're doing a good job.
Nice backdoor cut, but Pickett is rejected by Theo John, the 148th block of his career.
Yeah, you got to go up strong against Theo John. You got to go right into his body. If you expose that ball and leave it out there, he's getting it.
Those 148 blocks, 5th all-time for anybody in a Marquette uniform. These two teams met, as I mentioned, January 18th. 84-80 Marquette win. Now they're going for the sweep, and that'll help Sakar Annam.
Live ball turnovers, they just, I can't tell you how penal they are when you're on the road. Pick sixes, whatever you want to call them. They just cannot have them.
Certainly something an undermanned Georgetown team is going to have to limit tonight. Jamarco Pickett off balance. Rebound comes down to Theo John.
Yeah, that's when he needs to go up with that left hand, and look at this.
Now they lose Sakar Annam. Boy, Patrick Ewing is angry. He's going to burn an early timeout, less than 2 minutes in.
Well, there's a fine line. You know you're going to play a lot, but you got to play the right way when you're undermanned. Marquette off to a great start here against Georgetown.
Well, Patrick Ewing, understandably, Donnie, very upset right now.
Well, as a player, you have to have some accountability. Again, when you know the coach doesn't have that many options as far as depth on the bench, you got to take some ownership. You can't have a lackluster performance early or cruise your way through the beginning of the game knowing that you're not going to come out. Javon Blair's one of those guys at one point this month played 3 straight games of 40 minutes. Played the entire game, 3 games in a row. He's got to know better than that.
And Bailey knocks down the 3. Marquette has the first 7.
And that's what happens. Give up a couple layups. The perimeter softens up.
You know Marquette can fill it up from outside at 38%. There is the calm bucket for Terrell Allen, one of their senior leaders.
Yeah, he's got to do more of that off the dribble. Really got to test Marcus Howard's defensive ability. You know what he can do on the offensive end. The way you wear him down is to force him to play some D.
Georgetown's going to need Terrell Allen. Last 3 games he's been playing as well as any stretch in his career. Bailey hit one a moment ago, now 1 for 2. He's a 39% shooter from out there.
This is the matchup that I'm looking for, John, and Pickett, whenever that happens, if there's a switch.
Here's Blair. Thought he got fouled. Tried to force it up. Howard lost it, but he saved it somehow to Bailey.
He ran up into the band there.
Yeah, and his shoe came untied, so the official's going to blow the whistle. See it again.
I think he was in between moves here. Wasn't sure what he wanted to do. Just got a little bit away from him. Saves it. Shoelace was already untied.
Ooh. My poor man down there took a brunt of contact.
Did he drop the camera, though?
No, he did not. And I'll say from the naked eye, I thought he was out of bounds. That's why the officials are better at that than we are over here.
Like everyone, a lot of times they can complain about them.
Oh, Kudus Wahab. Boy, he tried to throw down the hammer off the back of the rim. And now a wide open three for Kobe McEwen. Bailey offensive rebound. He misses.
Yeah, people complain about the officials, but they don't have a replay. You know, they don't have 4 cameras to look at the plays over and over.
He's been feeling it. That's what we were talking about with Terrell Allen, Donnie. He has been playing really, really well.
Yeah, weather the storm if you're Georgetown. That first 5-7 minutes, you know this building is going to erupt when Marcus Howard knocks a shot down.
He's going to have a chance right here. And guess what? There's a whistle and a foul as well.
Well, they're in a good way, Marquette, when they have other guys stepping up, but especially when this guy heats up.
January 18th, yeah, Marcus Howard was really good. 42 points in the 84-80 victory at Georgetown. And oh, by the way, Donnie, when he hit that three-pointer, he went past some guy named Steph Curry. He's now in the top 30 all time.
Man, look at that list. That is, David Robinson right there at 27. Wayman Tisdale, RIP, but gosh, I just don't think we talk enough about how special this kid is, you know, and he took 31 shots in that game. One, you got to be in shape to be able to get 31 shots up. I challenge any of our viewers to just go out and try to shoot 31 shots without running.
Just in your driveway,
yeah,
right?
And see how that feels. See how that treats you.
A 4-point play. That was also the 414th three-pointer of Howard's career, and that ties Steph Curry on the all-time three-pointer list. So, wow, talk about right now on even footing.
Yeah, this kid gets a lot of criticism, and I think it's unwarranted. A guy that size, he's not 6'6". I mean, at his size, you got to be able to affect the game somehow. Some guys do it more with their passing, but just so special, Marcus Howard, and the things he does. And we do. I agree with Woj a few weeks ago, said, you know, guys, people in the media, they take for granted that the guy just can score 30. It's hard to score 18, you know, consistently.
And the 42 points he had up at Georgetown, it was his 7th 40-point performance of his career.
You know, I did a game at Providence on the weekend. He had the quietest 38 points I've ever seen, if that's even possible. And I know it's in a loss, but still very special.
Yeah, 3 straight losses for Marquette. Villanova, then here against Creighton, then at Providence, and they're trying to bust that skid right now. Georgetown, they've lost 2 in a row. Baseline jumper. Allen misses, pinballs around. Allen got it back, and then a tie-up between he and Adam. And Patrick Ewing hoping that despite all the adversity, he can somehow get this team into the NCAA tournament. But look, they're going to need a couple big wins down the stretch, no question.
He was in good spirits today at shoot-around. I really thought, you know, for a team that lost a couple in a row, that they're trying to do some things and had so many ups and downs, more downs this season, that he was in great spirits, and kids feel that. You know, you got to got to lead in a lot of ways more than just X's and O's. You got to lead, you know, physically, mentally, and emotionally.
And then Steve Wojciechowski in his 6th year trying to guide Marquette to the NCAA tournament for the 3rd time, and they're certainly on track for that. The question for them is seeding and how they finish.
He told us something I was surprised by. He said when he played in college at Duke, you either loved him or you hated him. I'm like, no, you? I thought it was mostly hated him, but he was really good. I said, listen, I can commiserate, man. I was that same type of player. You either loved me or hated me, probably more hated me. And his point was, you know, when you hear all this stuff going on around your team and how good you are, how bad you are, you know, you lose, it's the end of the world, and you're terrible. There's really no in-between for these kids, and he has to continuously, every day, keep them positive.
Georgetown now dropping into that zone. Look at that ball movement. And it works out well. Jamal Cain buries a triple.
I really believe when you see offense like that, the shooter could almost close their eyes and make that. It just meant to go in because you did everything the right way.
Turnovers an issue for Georgetown. Already 4 of them now.
Great ball movement, 1, 2, 3. And the fact that it switches sides of the floor, it doesn't allow the defense to catch up in time because they're helping or over-helping on the strong side originally where the ball started.
That's the story. Points off turnovers, 8-0 right now, and that's the difference. So Georgetown quickly out of that zone and back to man-to-man. Tough fader. Yeah. Oh, Jamal Cain feeling it early.
Yeah, terrific athlete, Cain, and that's a great move to create space. You fall away just a little bit over the longer picket.
9-2 run. Cain averages 5 points. He got that in the last 60 seconds. Here is Pickett. And a strong rebound for Jace Johnson.
Got some contact, but those shots have to fall.
Howard over the hand of Jagan Mosley for another 3.
That's just great defense, though. There's nothing else you can do about that. Just better offense.
And now he has passed Steph Curry on the all-time 3-point list at 415 made in his career. Up with a left hand. That stops the 8-0 run.
And that's how you're going to have to try to at least, you're not going to stop Marcus Howard, but if you want to try to level off somehow, meaning he's going to score, you have to go at him. You know, you have to keep him engaged on the defensive end. He's not a horrible defender, but you still have to try to make him work a little.
Well, the shots are falling for one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the land. That time, Symir Torrance.
Well, you can see already why they're the second leading scoring team in the Big East in conference play.
Well, they're 5 of 9 from 3. Georgetown hasn't even attempted one yet from outside the arc.
And it's one and done. They're doing the job on the glass as well, Marquette. Not allowing for any second shots from Georgetown.
Marquette, you got the sense at shoot-around that they knew 3-game losing streak. We got to take advantage tonight, although Torrance there with a miscue. And Blair in and out, but he follows it up.
Yeah, I like Georgetown's energy. They're just slow getting to shooters, that's all. You know, early on, the transition buckets, chance to settle in, but you're going to have to put 2 or 3 good stops together and then get something at the offensive end to try to get back into this game. Down 12 early.
Howard, deep 3. That one's way off. And an air ball to the cheerleaders. Media timeout, but Marquette is rolling early, up 12. They've already hit 5 3-pointers. Marcus Howard past Steph Curry on the all-time list. And then, hey, there's a freshman out there that can shoot too, Symir Torrance. Patrick Ewing not liking it. Big East Hoops on FS1 is sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Good crowd at Fiserv Forum. The road team has won the last 4 in this series, but right now it's the home team, Marquette, up a dozen as we go inside the huddle with Patrick Ewing.
You got to shoot your shot when you have them. You can't pass up shots. You got to shoot your shot when you have them. Like the one in the corner, you came off the flat. You're wide open. I don't know what you're waiting on. Raise up and shoot. That's why you
stay aggressive on the road. Look, I've said this many times. My coach never had to tell me what he just told his players more than one time. But now what happens is you have to decide what's a good shot in that shot clock. So you got to decipher some things. You can't just go in and say, hey, coach told me to shoot.
Right. I'm
going to shoot it when I touch it next time. So those are the things, too, that Patrick Ewing has had to deal with players who weren't used to playing this many minutes, weren't used to being in games this early. But we've documented it. There's been a lot of changes, transfers, and so forth.
And look, out of the timeout, one of those guys puts up a shot, and it's Jaden Robinson. Now, coming into tonight, Donnie, he had 1 point on the season.
Guys have to step up. They did that the last game. Patrick Ewing told us at shoot-around. I played a couple of walk-ons the last game, and guys have to be ready to come in and play. And this is that zone that they're working on at shoot-around today. But you got to be able to rebound out of it.
Yeah, that's the tough part. What a block by Pickett, but they're going to whistle a foul inside. And it's not going to be on Pickett. It's going to be on Tim Egoefe.
Yeah, the zone is sometimes misunderstood as a chance to rest for players, especially players who don't play a lot.
2 free throws for the Golden Eagles.
From our angle, I saw the Pickett block first. Maybe there was something down low or a grab. But, the zone for Georgetown will work, but it will only work if you're talking and you're moving just as much as you would, if not more, in the man-to-man.
As you noted, though, in practice, Steve Wojciechowski said, guys, when they go in that zone, we're going to be ready for it.
Yeah, they were working on that very diligently, Marquette. And everyone knows, the weak spots are the Big East logo there and, along that baseline, but you need someone to be in there to make the right decision once they catch it inside there.
There's a bump. McEwen getting a little handsy with Jagan Mosley picking up his first foul.
Yeah, Jagan Mosley's a strong guard. He's been around. He knows how to feel you defensively. He knows how to, if you get a hand in there, he's going to rip it through. He's another guy who needs to really step up and lead in many ways if they want to come out of here with a win.
Because they do have some older guys, Mosley and Blair and Pickett. Those are all upperclassmen. And here is Javon Blair, one of those upperclassmen. That's the first three-pointer that Georgetown put up in this ball game.
And really one of the first wide-open shots they've had so far this half.
And that hasn't been their strength this year. They only make 6 threes a game compared to Marquette, who makes 10. Marquette has already hit 5 in 11 tries. Well, there you go, getting it inside to Bailey. Because Bailey kind of has to be the guy to get the ball in the middle of that zone, right?
He's almost like a point forward, someone who can knock that little 13, 14-foot jump shot down, but also make the right pass when it's called for.
Or Adam can just split the defenders, but he misses the runner. Blair, his runner. And one and done again for Georgetown.
Yeah, they're getting to the right spots. The touch has not been there once they get inside.
And it's tough to offensive rebound against Marquette. They're very good on the glass. There's Bailey turning around. That's the recipe for success.
Yeah, if you have a guy who's willing to be able to catch that ball in there and turn to look at the basket. A lot of guys will catch it, but won't turn, and you're not in a position, if your back is to the basket, to force the defense to be on guard.
And Brendan Bailey, he was scoreless at Providence.
Yeah.
He's got 5 already.
It's big. Anyone other than Marcus Howard, this team is scoring is really good. And that's when they're at their best. Yeah, this is a great spot to be in. I always love that position, playing either the small forward or the power forward, because those 15-foot jumpers, you basically turn into a point forward. And more times than not, that middle defender, the guards are going to stay on their guards, especially if Marcus Howard is on the floor once he comes back in. But if you have shooters, you catch that ball at that spot, no one's really going to guard you. They're expecting you to pass it. That shot's going to be open a lot.
Entering for Marquette, 0.
Marcus Howard was getting a breather. He's back out there.
You'll see that center piece, and sometimes Georgetown will run a 3 out and then a 2 back down low. But if they're a 2-3 zone, that middle guy sometimes will get stuck defensively under the basket.
And Mosley able to knock down both. Elliott finding McEwen.
That's a good recovery right there to get to McEwen up top.
Theo John, great pass. And that will send Brendan Bailey to the line.
And just as important on defense as it is to communicate and continue to move offensively as well. If you're standing in one spot for more than 3 seconds and it's supposed to be a cut, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You got to move, replace the next guy. Someone's replacing you. That's textbook right there.
And that foul was on George Murison. So Patrick Ewing has essentially put in every available body that he has. Remember, only 7 scholarship players tonight with both McClung and Yurt-7 out.
And I hate that for Patrick Ewing because he loves to coach. He loves these kids. He loves to have a chance to be able to have his guys compete. And just to not have the right tools or enough tools to build something really stinks.
Yurt-7 does have a nice looking suit on over there, though.
Forget that, man. You're supposed to be in that uniform out there.
Yeah, that title blue. He needs that title blue.
That's right.
Well, he came back last game. He just wasn't very effective in their loss at DePaul on Saturday. And that one does everything but drop for Terrell Allen. Kick to the corner. Another open 3. Hit one earlier, did Kane, and another offensive board for Marquette.
Yeah, Marquette's they're popping. They're getting to those 50-50 balls. Patrick Ewing joked with DeMarco Pickett at shoot-around today. A ball rolled over to Patrick Ewing, and Pickett said, hey, Coach, 50-50, 50-50. And Coach Ewing said, I need you to get some of those tonight.
Shot clock dwindling. Again, it's Jamal Kane. The junior not shy tonight. He's got 8.
Well, and we talk about how Georgetown is a little desperate. Marquette as well. You know, there were higher expectations coming into this season, even with losing the Hauser brothers. They still came in thinking they were pretty darn good. You know, their record might not show or be what they want it to be, but they're still scary.
Blocked by Elliott. Yeah, I mean, they can put up points. Like you said, they need production from guys other than named Howard. Kane can be that. You know, he had his first double-figure performance in the Big East against Villanova with 13. He's already knocking on the door with 8. Allen, step back.
Boy, there is a lid on it for Georgetown. Getting some good shots.
But they're 5 of 20. Good effort. But Allen saved it, and then that left Kane wide open.
Those are the plays that you just think, you know what? You can't win for losing. I mean, you make the effort, hustle play. You get back in and...
And right now, when it rains, it pours. Oh, but a break for Georgetown. Still Marquette in a 7-0 run. They had an 8-0 run earlier. And a foul on Greg Elliott. A break, and Georgetown, they need the break.
Marquette, coming into this game, knew how important it was. They're sharing the basketball. Kane with the candy.
Marquette, what a start as Georgetown is down 19. And the Golden Eagles head coach Steve Wojciechowski, he likes what he has seen so far.
Right now, listen up. Toughness plays, we're winning 11-4. 11-4. That 4-minute war, we shut him out. 4-0 in toughness plays. Listen up.
it's all about those 4-minute games each half. And you just got to say, which then the next time out comes. Well, that's what he talked about at shoot-around today. You know, the focus, the attention to detail, all those things that you think kind of go by the wayside this time of year are so important. Taking care of the basketball, being there to help when a teammate gets beaten off the dribble, things like that. They're doing a little bit of everything at both ends of the floor, Marquette.
And a kill is 3 consecutive defensive stops, right?
Look at you, man.
Hey, I pay attention every now and then.
You're Evansville blood, man. You know what you're talking about.
I did grow up in the Hoosier State. Ooh, nifty move. Georgetown could use more of that from Jagan Mosley.
Yeah, as good as that is, it doesn't mean much if you can't get a stop, you know, putting it together at this end of the floor.
It's Marquette right now shooting almost 50%, blistering the nets. And a foul before Adam lays that in.
Georgetown foul, Terrell Allen, second.
Well, that's 2 on Terrell Allen, but I probably have to roll with him at this point.
Yeah, again, the players have to take ownership when there's a thin bench. And you're going to have to play a lot of minutes. Got to play the right way. And you need a break. That's a good break for them.
That helps. 3rd Marquette turnover. Georgetown with 5 of them so far. Georgetown 15-12, 5-9 in the league, and Mike DeKorsky, our resident bracketologist, has him in the next 4 out currently. Every game so important. Pickett powering his way up and in.
DeMarco Pickett's an interesting player. I think people around Georgetown believe he's better than he thinks he is. He's just, Patrick Ewing said, you know, when he gets calls from scouts, he's the first person they talk about. He's got the body, the length. He's got to believe in himself, DeMarco Pickett.
Well, 6'8", 206, and to your point, he's got the body. You look like he can grow even into a better shaped body for the next level. And a wild runner there, Mosley. Maybe not the best shot.
Well, I like the hard work to get back, though. Jagan Mosley knows probably not the best shot, but he fights back defensively to get in front of Sakariano.
Chase Johnson, one of 3 seniors, playing his second to last game here in Fiserv Forum, and he gets his first bucket of the night. The Utah grad transfer, a native of California. Well, Jamarco Pickett, getting back to him, though, he had 19 against DePaul, 15 in the first half, then he had cramps in the second half. And here he kicks it out to his buddy Mosley and gets it back. Lost it.
Would love for him to take 1 or 2 less dribbles and just get into that shot. Maybe a little fall away. No one's going to block it.
Yeah, with that length. Qudus Wahab. No, even though he's taken the minutes tonight of Omer Yurtseven.
Oh, that's just a kid playing against a man right there. That was really good defense by Johnson. Stood his ground.
And he had Wahab all off balance, try to shoot that. Extra pass to Adam. Well, the crowd moaned and groaned that Kane passed that, but it was a good decision.
That's why they're sitting up there and these guys are on the floor. That's, you know, you give up a good one to get a great one. That's a prime example of that play for Marquette.
Let's see that.
They've been doing it all game long. Sharing the basketball, unselfish. This Marquette team really has it dialed in tonight. Up 20, yes, 20.
Coming up on the Jeep Halftime Report, you'll see confirmation that number 12 Villanova is hitting their stride. Maryland, they try to bounce back after their first loss in 6 weeks. And Penn State looks to end a 2-game skid. Brandon, Donnie, we'll see you guys at the break.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. So the Big East standings, remember, if you're in the bottom 4, you have to play the opening night of the Big East tournament. So Marquette, Butler, and Xavier kind of battling to avoid that spot. Georgetown right now 5-9. They're certainly in the mix for that. Marquette up 20, and Donnie, you would think that that's because Marcus Howard was doing everything, but he's had some help.
And they started this game without really him doing anything much other than passing the ball around. And that's when I think I think that's obviously when they're at their best. Now their identity has been as he goes, they go, but that's not the case in a lot of games that they play well in. Other guys can score. There are some other options on this team, and we're seeing it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's great when he gets 40, but I think you're exactly right. If they're going to make a run of the Big East tournament or the NCAA tournament, it's not going to be all Marcus Howard.
And say what you want. I know people are probably thinking, oh, they're playing Georgetown. Georgetown's undermanned. This game, this start has nothing to do with the way Georgetown is playing. It's all Marquette. I don't care who would it be against them this first 17 minutes. They're a buzzsaw.
Saw Jamarco Pickett after he put that shot up. He thought that there should have been goaltending, but that was not the call. And Pickett, who is a 77% foul shooter, misses the first. But this is a strength of Georgetown. Almost 78% at the line this year. One of the best marks in the country.
And I would say, as far as that goes, a lot of that has to do with Yurt-7 and McClung, who can get it done from there. But
yeah, McClung 80%, Yurt-7 almost 80% as well. And that ball knocked out of bounds, so it'll belong to Georgetown. A mistake for Marquette.
So this is a 3-minute, 16-second game for Georgetown. Forget the score. Try to win this last 3 minutes of the half, whatever that is, and then you go into halftime with somewhat of some good juju.
Yeah, that's the old coaching cliche right now. Hit singles, not home runs, to try to get this back. Not much for Steve Wojciechowski to complain or remove that jacket for right now.
He was also in a really good mood at shoot-around. I think, coaches this time of year understand we've lost a few in a row. Can't keep grinding my guys down. Late season, the finish line is pretty close. I got to have these guys, with a last good push and not beat them down.
Because they've had to deal with some injuries too, Marquette, as much as we've talked about Georgetown's misfortune.
I mean, really, Marcus Howard, that nose is still not fully healed. So technically he's playing with a broken nose without a mask on. Takar Adams got, some issues with the middle of his body.
Good effort in there by Jagan Mosley.
Greg Elliott's got a foot. I mean, there's some stuff going on with this team.
Yeah. It's a tie-up, so it'll belong to Georgetown. Let's get another look at it.
That's great help by Jagan Mosley, digging back, just going and getting that ball. He's done that a few times. He's gotten back into the play, missing a shot, getting back in front of a guy, and that one digging that ball out.
And as Pickett hits the first three for Georgetown, this is the first time, Donnie, tonight they've had momentum.
It's hard to play this game if you can't make a three. If you don't have any three-point shooters, it's hard to compete in this game today.
Little 6-0 run for the Hoyas. And now an open Howard, who I thought he was going to take the first one.
Yeah, should have.
But he follows up his own miss. But yeah, the first look would have been great in rhythm. He likes to go off the bounce, though.
He does, and to the left, consistently.
Yep. Kobe McEwen navigating, kicking, Elliott. Another offensive board. Georgetown's going to have to rectify that. Jamal Cain already in double figures. And a rebound finally taken out of there by Timothy Ighoefe. Ighoefe, the freshman who first 14 games of the season only played 14 minutes. All of a sudden, 40 minutes the last three without Yurt-7. Terrell Allen, that's an 8-0 Georgetown run, and that's going to prompt Steve Wojciechowski to talk it over. So, Donnie, you said Georgetown needs to get a run going. Well, they've done that. Again, Mike DeCourcy has Georgetown as one of the next 4 teams out of the tournament. And look, there's work to do on this resume.
mean, but it's right in front of them. If you think about who they have now, most people don't want to hear it, but they got Xavier, and we'll talk about the schedule later, but just to give you a little tease, Xavier, Creighton, Nova after this game. So I know that doesn't sound, no one wants to go through that gauntlet. But on the other side of that, if we stress the positives, you got a chance.
Well, that's not going to help their chances up top to Theo John.
I know it's a steep mountain to climb for Georgetown the rest of this season, but there are opportunities.
Yes, opportunities and challenges. They go hand in hand. Now Marquette trying to respond after that Georgetown 8-0 run. And McEwen traveled. He thought he got pushed.
Patrick Ewing doing a little officiating over there.
He used to do that back in his playing days, too.
Lamar Simpson probably didn't need or want the help, but Pat had his back.
Well, you be the judge.
Oh, yeah, you go from your heel to your toe. But said he was pushed.
The last 4 turnovers in this game have been by Marquette, so now they have 7, Georgetown 6, and there's a 3 from Javon Blair.
Try to win that last 3-minute game.
Now remember, this was 38-18. And McEwen better get it across quickly. Ooh, that could have been a 10-second call because it has to be caught on the other side of the timeline. And it turns into a big shot from Shakar Annam. And now Georgetown, with a shot clock off, can hold it. Jagan Mosley, 8 points to lead all Hoyas, and he's going to initiate. But he's got 2 on it. He's still going to take it himself. He scores, and he's fouled. Well, I was doubting that decision, but it turned out okay.
And he got to his comfort spot, that hard right hand, and he just used that size, that strength over Marcus Howard, and no one there to help. Theo John was playing catch-up as well. See, old man, I called him old man. I saw him on the elevator. I said, man, he said, it does seem like I've been here a long time, huh? I'm like, that's what happens, man, when you're in your last year. Great kid.
Senior from Marlboro, New Jersey, who Patrick Ewing said earlier in the year after they had all those issues with guys leaving and saying he's our glue guy. You hear that term a lot these days, but today he is the glue with 11 points. McEwen just has to turn and heave it nowhere near. But Georgetown, over the last 3:16, outscored Marquette 14-5 to make this thing much more interesting than it was appearing earlier. Coming up next, Jeep Grand Cherokee halftime report with Rob Stone and Casey Jacobson from Los Angeles. Don't go anywhere.
Never trailed in this one. Marquette up by as many as 20 at one point, in control at the second half, despite that nice little late surge by the Hoyas. As we welcome you to the Jeep Grand Cherokee halftime report, Rob Stone, Casey Jacobson with you. And look, due to the lean roster, Patrick Ewing has really had his hand forced to play more zone defense than he typically probably would like to. So how Marquette is attacking it, and attacking it at an awfully high level tonight, is the subject of our Jeep Grand Cherokee highlights from the first half.
Yeah, look, Marquette's a hard team to zone because they shoot it so well. But when they're moving the basketball like this, watch, this is 4 passes and gets Jamal Cain a wide open 3. Marquette drilled 8 threes in that first half. They got the ball to the middle right here. This is Brandon Bailey. And then Howard was a passer in this first half, Rob. He had 3 assists, only 7 points. And when you're playing a team like Georgetown that is tired and undermanned, Marquette needed to come out and set the tone with their energy and their pace, and they did that.
Howard, a passer tonight.
Yeah, that was crazy, right?
Still 20 minutes to go. Let's see how that goes. Earlier tonight here on FS1, Villanova, they went hunting for their 5th straight win as the 12th-ranked Wildcats hosted Reeling St. John's, and Nova Nation had a legend in the house tonight. One of your former teammates, Kyle Lowry, had his jersey retired.
He's become a much better pro than anybody ever imagined.
Sadiq Bey is on the verge of becoming a really good pro as well. Not a lot of folks are talking about him. They are now. He had 23. Justin Moore, the freshman, had 21 in the 11-point win. 2 weeks from today, the Big East tournament gets underway at Madison Square Garden. The action begins March 11th right here on FS1. 16th ranked Penn State tried to avoid their second 3-game losing streak of the season. Rutgers was not in a sympathetic mood. Got some Big Ten activity coming your way tomorrow here on FS1. Indiana at Purdue, 7 p.m. Eastern. Also available on the Fox Sports app. Let's stay in the Big Ten. Conference leading Maryland at number 9 on the road at the Barn, taking on 13-13 Minnesota, and Golden Gophers from deep and in close so far.
O'Toole is one of the best post guys in the conference, and he can also shoot threes. Yes, he can.
They can finish alley-oops as well. They got themselves a nice little lead over number 9 Maryland. 16th ranked Penn State hosting Rutgers. Two teams caught in a little losing skid that they don't want this time of the year. Miles Dredd puts the Nittany Lions up 1.
He was 1 for 6 from 3 before that one, but still had the courage to take that big shot.
Last gasp. Third straight Rutgers lost. They're now 1-8 on the road.
Drive it to the basket, Rob. What do I tell you every single week?
Drive it to the basket. Or could you pull up and knock a triple?
And make it.
With under 10 to go and put the Cavs up by 3 at Virginia Tech? There's different ways to get, what you want, Casey.
Okay.
Last chance for the Hokies. Doesn't work. Cavs, they're at 20 wins. They've now won 5 straight, Case. Watch out. Watch out. To the SEC real quick. Georgia, South Carolina, overtime. Bulldogs down 3. Anthony Edwards.
Give the people what they want. They want to see Anthony Edwards. Why? Because he's projected to be first or second in the draft.
He had 36. Game tied at 85. Keyshawn Bryant put back and the foul. He would miss the free throw, so Gamecocks up 2. Under 5 to go. Here comes Georgia looking to tie it or take the lead, and instead,
he took it to the basket, though. I'm kind of happy about it.
Kind of an offensive foul. Kind of. Oh, yeah. Red Panda. Yeah!
Yes, I knew it.
Got it!
We wouldn't have shown her breaking the balls, would we?
Good point.
Blue.
Marquette had it rolling in that first half. 4 dunks, 8 3-pointers, and they lead 43-32. Brandon and Donnie back with you. So even though they're up 11, remember, last 3:16 of the first half, Georgetown closed on a 14-5 run to make this interesting.
Yeah, that's some good juju going into halftime. But for Marquette, 15 bench points. That's huge. Obviously, Georgetown's not going to be able to match that. They're thin. But what I liked about what they did as a unit was 15 field goals, 11 assists. We're showing you a couple of Marcus Howard shots, but that was it. He only shot the ball 4 times. He made 2 of them. There were 2 guys in double figures, and Marcus Howard was not one of them for Marquette, which is surprising if you know this team.
That's the shocker. It's Annam and Kane each with 10. As you see, Marquette shot 48% from the floor. But look at that 3-point discrepancy. And we know that that's Marquette's MO. Does Georgetown need to close that gap, though?
Yeah, they just need to continue to find shooters, make it tougher. But also, like Patrick Ewing told them, if you're open, you got to take those shots.
Marquette did have 5 costly turnovers down the stretch that led to 12 points for Georgetown, and they had 18 turnovers in that game you saw Saturday at Providence. Good move by Enum. Well, an even better block, but wait, they'll call it goaltending on Qudus Wahab.
Yeah, Qudus wasn't the problem here. Jagan Mosley just stopped pursuing Annam. I think he might have been looking for some help, and Allen really couldn't do much. He had Howard on that wing or the corner, so he really couldn't help.
And a good call. Ball clearly hit the backboard first. So now 12 points for Sakar Annam, right around his season average. And Wahab, strong finish. Patrick Ewing feels like he is the future of this program inside.
Yeah, that's a great look by Jagan Mosley. A defender falls down. You find your big with a mismatch down low.
Freshman who immigrated 5 years ago from Nigeria, chose Georgetown over Pitt, Virginia Tech, UConn. He had some options. Corner pocket three for Brendan Bailey. He's got 10.
Again, Marcus Howard, the head of it, right at that point, couldn't shoot it, so he made the right decision.
What balance for Steve Wojciechowski. He's got to love this. Javon Blair with a kick to Terrell Allen. Extra pass to Pickett. It belongs to Marquette. These two teams met on January 18th. Howard had 42, half the points for Coach Wojo's club in that 84-80 win, but a much different story here tonight.
You know, there's a lot of game to play, but essentially Marcus Howard has had a half a game off in terms of how hard he normally has to work to get that shot off.
McEwen got into some trouble, and it leads to an easy deuce for Terrell Allen.
Great job there by Pickett just to poke that ball up towards a teammate.
Now Sakar Adams in trouble. Now McEwen needs some help. And again, turnovers plagued him at Providence. Here is Howard. He gets bumped. Point, count it.
Tell you what, Georgetown did everything right there except that last, closeout of Marcus Howard. Allen just can't allow him to dribble to the middle when you close out. Send him to that baseline. And I don't know Georgetown's principles if they're supposed to send an offensive player to the middle. But when you're scrambling, the baseline works as another defender, and it was so gummed up, you send him that way, he's got nowhere to go.
And it is the third foul on Terrell Allen of Georgetown as Howard becomes the fourth Golden Eagle in double figures. But again, Georgetown dealing with that short bench, so Allen will stay on the floor. Pickett, good look, and he got it back off the deflection. This time, Theo John with his second block of the night. He's one away from 150 in his career.
Jamarco Pickett's timing just off a little bit tonight. One or two dribbles too many. There, he's got the size advantage and the length. Just can't get that touch going tonight.
Yeah, he's 2 of 9. In and out that time for Kobe McEwen. And they're going to need more than a 2 of 9 performance for Jamarco Pickett. Here he is again. Blair, good shot fake. But he missed. Those open looks that the Hoyas must knock down tonight.
And I know you talked about Yurt 7 and how he played last game. It wasn't that effective, but just the fact that they don't have another rebounder in there, even if he could give you 6, 7, 8 rebounds, it would help in a game like this.
Because essentially, Wahab is the only true big that they have.
And Pickett just not used to sticking his nose in there consistently. More of a shot goes up or retreat type of guy, trying to slow down any type of fast break. Whereas you get another big in there like Yurt 7, he knows he's going to crash.
And Howard missing the 3. As Georgetown tried to stay close. They were down 38-18. Right now the deficit 15 points. Jamarco Pickett, they're going to get him for an offensive foul, his first of the night.
Yeah, poor kid just can't win. Trying to do the right thing, make the right move. I just leaned into the defender, initiating that contact, and it wasn't in a scoring direction. You lean left or stick that arm out, they're going to call that.
Georgetown's had a little success with a press, but Marquette breaks it easily. Forces an early shot from Brendan Bailey. Javon Blair, junior from Ontario, Canada. Dangerous pass, but he's going to get bailed out. Second foul on Theo John. And we've got a break.
Yeah, everyone knows him as a deep ball shooter, but Marcus Howard knows how to use that body. Strong with it. Concentration.
Another huge weekend of XFL football getting started Saturday. Seattle Dragons taking on the St. Louis Battlehawks. Don't miss a second of that action. 5 Eastern on Saturday on Fox. You can also watch that on the Fox Sports app. And here on the hardwood, Marquette up 15. And again, they have done it not just with Marcus Howard, but with several others getting involved. And Donnie, you and I agree, that's probably when Marquette is at their best.
Yeah, you know, there's so many good things happening for Marquette in this game tonight. Marcus Howard's not working as hard. He's being more of a facilitator. He's actually showing everyone in this building and everyone watching at home that he's more than just a shooter. You know, he's more than just a scorer. And I think that is essentially what Wojo has wanted this team to be all season long. Sometimes you hit your stride at different points, and, you know, the fact that they're doing it right now, you'd rather that this time of year than 5 games into the season.
Qudus Wahab. He just kind of gets thrown off his balance, the young freshman. Great job, though. There's Jamarco Pickett. Now he's 3 of 10 from the field, but that's a good move.
If he could just get it in his mind that he is the best player on the floor, I mean, he'd be so much more effective. But, you know, some kids just don't have that. You know, they're not, some aren't built like that. But I think if he hears it enough, he is that talented. He really is. He just has to believe it himself.
Because there aren't many players that can as effortlessly do the move and finish that he just made.
And can play really 4 different positions if you needed him to, 3 for sure. And if you had to put him in the post, he could do that.
He's got 9 points. The lead is 12 for the Golden Eagles.
Look at that wingspan. I mean, you don't want to pass the ball anywhere near him.
And here's another turnover for Marquette. Their 9th of the evening. Allen drops it off. Pickett, well, I thought he was going to hammer it, but he laid it in.
Same idea. I mean, catches it, changes his mind in midair, and goes with the finger roll instead of the hammer.
So things again picking up for Georgetown as Marquette having trouble pulling away.
Georgetown 16 points off turnovers. Now that's kept them, gotten them back into this game and kept them in it.
Sakar Annam patient, and the second time number 2 gets it to go. Annam is the closest scorer to Howard, but Annam has 348 points this year. Howard 688. And now this is an official blowing the whistle here because Jamarco Pickett was hobbled. That's the last thing that Georgetown needs to see. So Pickett, Donnie, will go to the end of the bench.
Well, he's going a little bit further than that.
Yep, heading for the locker room. And Georgetown brings in George Murasan and instantly a quick turnover.
And listen, I know you shouldn't speculate this, that, and the other. I've been in these games, and we know the last game he had some cramps. I think that's what he's feeling right now. Dealing with some cramps. He's over there now stretching.
Yeah, stretching, and they have, what do they have, the thing that you have, the massages?
Yeah, he's got the little massage gun trying to loosen up that, looks like his thigh just above his knee. That's just cramping.
Donnie Marshall travels with that. He's got it with his courtside. That's not a joke.
No. Never leave home without it. The Hypervolt.
The Hypervolt, that's it.
iPhones, sliced bread, and the Hypervolt.
Wow, look at Howard split the defenders. Good kick out. That was pretty basketball.
That he's showing people that he's more than just a scorer. Obviously, we know he can do that. And once you can score the ball at a clip like Marcus Howard, everything else to me just becomes so much, it should be so much easier if you're willing to do it.
Georgetown needed that from Javon Blair. That stopped an 8-0 Marquette run. Well, Howard does average 3 assists a game. Beating the press. Here goes Howard. This time he's not passing it. Got his own miss, put it back in.
Caught it in midair. It's great touch. Well, you're the first person to know you miss when you're the shooter.
15 for the senior from Chandler, Arizona, who had originally verbally committed to Arizona State. And that's an unforced error from Jacob Mosley.
Marquette basketball. Entering for the Hornets, number 5.
Marco Pickett's got some fluids, trying to down those.
Taking it for Marquette, number 5.
That's technically that's double-fisted, no? Right?
The legal kind.
There's the Theragun. And he's upset. I mean, that's what it is. It's just some cramping. I was talking to Patrick Ewing about that at Shoot Around today. I never thought about what I ate or drank or stayed hydrated when we were in college. He said when he got into the NBA, it wasn't until about 3 years until he was in that he really started focusing on eating right and staying hydrated.
And a crafty job by Marcus Howard. He's so good with that shot fake down, and he baited Mosley.
It's so much work guarding a player like this because you just know he loves that step back and he sells it so well. A little smirk there, almost like this is too easy.
He has made 180 free throws this year. Add another one to his ledger.
Has made,
yeah. He's attempted 215.
Gosh.
Now, if you want to put that into perspective, Mac McClung of Georgetown has made 81, and that's the most for the Hoyas, and that's a good number.
Well, we know over his career, and by the way, he's only 20 years old. As a freshman, Marcus Howard was 17. But how diligent he is and how he works. I mean, he works like a pro on his game.
Good rebound for Kane off the miss from Blair. 13-3 run right now for Marquette. Kane's had a good night, but a good block. Nope, they're going to say count the basket. The block is not clean from Igo Efe.
And he's upset, but listen, you're right place, right time. They're trying to help a teammate out. Wow. That angle looked like it was clean.
Yeah, I thought he got it before it hit the apex. And Marquette now with their largest lead of the night. Does Georgetown have fight remaining over these final 12 minutes? Pickett. Jace Johnson.
See, I would have loved for Terrell Allen to catch that, maybe a shot fake, freeze the defender in the corner as well as his. Now you allow Pickett to have a more open shot.
Speaking of open shots, Marcus Howard down the lane. Well, you mentioned he had a quiet 38 at Providence. I feel like he has a quiet 20 right now, if that's possible.
Kid is special. Look at him. Marcus Howard makes these guys go. Look at him. Oh, it's too easy. Too easy.
Big East Hoops on FS1 is sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Marquette with their largest lead, and the top scorer in the nation is a guy by the name of Marcus Howard. Maybe you've heard of him. All of a sudden, he's got 20 points down in Marshall.
Where'd I go?
I don't know.
I blinked like 3 times. He's got 13 points in about 9 minutes. Scores them fast. He's so effective getting to the rim as well. You start to think he's just a long ball shooter. I don't think we've ever really seen a guy that probably doesn't get the love that he deserves for as many points as he scored. If that's possible, he's that guy. Just so much ridicule for this player.
Also has 5 assists, 4 rebounds. A little bit of everything tonight for number 0 in white.
He just keeps plugging, man. Never a bad attitude, never a grimace on his face.
Allen trying to save that turnover, and it's going to be a foul against Marquette's Symir Torrance. The Golden Eagles, though, right now, Steve Wojo's club rolling. else in the Big East is saying, Marcus Howard, will you graduate and get the heck out of here? Every year he has improved his scoring production, and it's finishing with a bang, isn't it?
Well, you know, a lot has to do with playing for the right guy. You know, he's had a little bit more of a free reign. That he's had the fluorescent green light since his freshman year. No matter who's been here, guys come and go, he's still here doing the same thing. Marcus Howard scoring the ball.
A chance for Steve Wojciechowski to get him some rest right now on the bench with a comfortable 24-point lead. And those rests that you can get down the stretch here as we get towards March for Marcus Howard, I mean, that's gold for Steve Wojciechowski.
Yeah, because you know that he's going to have to log some, not just heavy minutes as far as, you know, playing time, but he's seeing everyone's best defense. You know, maybe not tonight. A team in Georgetown that's, you know, they ran some zone, they're thin, so they can't run guys at him like that, but he's seen 6'7", he's seen 6'5", seen guys his own size. I mean, he is probably one of the most, I would say, prepared for players in the Big East. Now, Miles Powell, terrific player, different player, but I would say Marcus Howard garners more changes and adjustments when it comes to seeing defenses.
One of the future pieces of the puzzle for Patrick Ewing, Timothy Ego-Efe, just his 18th and 19th points of the season there on the slam. But some pieces to build around going forward with he and Qudus Wahab. Speaking of slams, how about Theo Jar?
Oh, how about the look from Elliott? That's hard to throw a chest pass through the paint and no one getting a hand on it.
John now has 6. Jagan Mosley, nothing but nylon. Just the 4th made three-pointer tonight for Georgetown compared to 11 for Marquette. Those minutes that we talked about that Howard has to log, though, nobody's logging more minutes than the perimeter players for Georgetown right now. They just can't come off the floor with the injuries. That's going to be off of Sakar Annam, so Hoya's still playing.
That was great defense, trapping over the half court. This was not great defense. That ball cannot go through 2 players, a chest pass in that area of the floor. Normally a bounce pass or a lob.
Off balance, but Blair uses the window.
That's smart play. Step through, you get hit, throw it up high.
He's got 10. It's one of those guys, as you talked about, that's just never been coming off the floor. I mean, Javon Blair, Donnie, last 6 games, he's played 235 of 240 available minutes.
Yeah, Allen, Mosley, both those guys they played a ton of minutes as well.
2 free throws for the Golden Eagles. Sakar Annam at the line.
2 for Annam, in and out on the first. How about this month, minutes per game in the Big East? They have the top 3 in the conference.
Wow. I mean, and we talked about it earlier, Javon Blair went 3 straight games of 40 minutes.
Yep.
Look, players start the season complaining about, hey, I want to play, I want to play. Here you go.
Yep.
Watch what you wish for.
Yep.
It shows you a little bit about how in shape they are and how they take care of their bodies, though, those 3 guys in particular, and Najee Marshall as well. But for Georgetown, that's what all that preseason training is, and running, and got to be in shape.
They need to get some stops here with that press. But if you break the press and you leave Marcus Howard open, it's not good.
When did he get back in the game? Wait, where did he come from?
I don't even think he subbed in. He just walked on the bench.
A hockey sub. Wait a second. Georgetown's like, no, sit him back down.
Yeah, he was only over there about 2 minutes. That's the walk-on Jaden Robinson kicking it out to Mosley, and he got bumped, no question. McEwen with a careless foul.
Marquette foul 25.
I mean, if you had to, nitpick, McEwen's the one guy that hasn't gotten involved in this game and hasn't needed to, but he hasn't scored a point. 0 for 3. He's got, a couple of turnovers, 3 fouls.
You're nitpicking, but I'm with you. He did a little bit of a no-show at Providence. He only put up 3 shots and had 7 points, too.
Yeah, which would make you think, 8.5 minutes to play, but somewhere in there the next few games, man, and guys hit a wall, they do, but somewhere in the next few games you got to hope that he steps up in a big, big way. You can hide. These games are hidden a little bit because everyone is doing their job. Guys off the bench. The team has 16 assists. 20 points off the bench, so Kobe McEwen doesn't have to be that feature guy, but they're going to need him down the stretch. Again, we've talked about it. This team is at their best when Marcus Howard is scoring, some 25, 27, and the rest of the guys are stepping up, not when he's scoring 30 to 40.
And his volume of shots, when it gets really, really high and it goes hand in hand, that's when the team, the wins don't correspond to that. They don't correlate.
Yeah, agreed.
By the way, Jaden Mosley doing his thing with 19 points. That's a season high, one off his career high. And just beating the 10-second clock. In the corner, Howard. Well, if you're Georgetown, you're almost getting steals, but then you're giving up really good looks on the other end.
Great play by Bailey just to tap that ball to a teammate. Sometimes guys try to go up and grab that with 2 hands, and it's called for sometimes, but not that situation.
A couple early shots in the shot clock, and then a push by Annam on the other end. As we go to the media timeout. Well, you said it. Nobody even knew Marcus Howard was in the game.
I didn't see him at the scores table. Hey, you got to check in first, man. He's everywhere.
This Saturday, more great Big East hoops. Doubleheader on Fox. Providence and Nova, 11:30 Eastern, and then 2:30 Eastern. Seton Hall and Marquette. There's a couple Player of the Year candidates go head-to-head in Miles Powell and Marcus Howard. You'll be there for Seton Hall and Marquette to get to see those two guys.
Here, I'm camping out. Starting tonight, I'm hoping Woj, until Saturday, I'm hoping Woj will bring me some donuts. Coaches do that when you're camping out, waiting for a game.
You think they'll bring you donuts, though?
I would think Woj would.
He's a nice guy.
We played against each other. Like we had some, conversations today. We're kind of similar players. I think he will.
Well, he's hoping his team brings better offense than that 55-point performance they had at Newark.
Well, if this game's any indication, this will be one of those great film sessions you can show your team, like, hey, we're more than just a one-man show.
Yeah, a lot to build off of. And things to build off of if you're a Georgetown fan, and I know you don't like moral victories, but here's a young guy who was not going to see any time this year, but over the last 4 games, he's been in the rotation. He's starting to get better.
You got to stress the positives, the silver linings when you have players leave the team and there's some injuries. It gives guys who you wouldn't expect to play for you, it gives them a chance to throw them in the fire, see what they're made of.
And he was instrumental in that win at Butler that you saw and discussed earlier. Howard, wild, but wild sometimes is good for Marcus Howard. That was a little MJ-esque.
That was tremendous, man. You just don't understand. That's 5'9", 5'10", absorbing contact.
And then that one was just easy. A little stop and start. So he's got 27. That's right at his season average.
Come on, don't show him everything, Marcus Howard. Don't show him everything.
He's got a lot in the Army knife, that's for sure. Blair. Weak side, Blair has been battling in there after his misses, and he puts that one back home.
That's the other thing, too, about this Georgetown. There's no quit. They keep fighting. But Marcus Howard, just watch this. It absorbs the contact. That's a guy a foot taller than him, and then here, off the wrong foot, keeps it in that right hand so he doesn't have to bring it over to get it picked. Boy, I just can't remember watching a player that scores with this much ease.
Yeah.
It really, at times, looks so easy for him. He's got 27, 20 in this half. And look at those numbers, just continues to move up. I mean, he passed 4 players in one game.
I was just going to say that. 9 more, and he's going to catch the Admiral.
Again, a guy who's more than a foot taller than Marcus Howard.
Yeah. Number 1 on the all-time list is Pistol Pete Maravich.
You're
not going to catch him.
And by the way, you're not going to catch him, and there was no 3-point line when Pistol Pete did that either.
Didn't he do that in 3 years, too?
In 3 years, freshmen could not play varsity.
Yeah. A Georgetown press. It's been wreaking some havoc. And that's a jump ball that will stay with Marquette. But that's one area where maybe Steve Wojciechowski's saying, we got to get better breaking the press here, boys.
Yeah, and it's happened a couple of times, too. So, again, if you're going to pick your nits for Woj, it's what are we doing with this press breaker? Maybe it won't mean much in this game, but going forward, we're getting tight games. Teams are going to watch part of this maybe and say, hey, we can press them.
2 timeouts left for Marquette. Well, we are just 4 days away from March, and that means we're getting closer and closer to the Big East tournament. In fact, it starts 2 weeks from tonight at MSG. Wednesday, March 11th, 7 p.m. Eastern is when the party starts right here on FS1.
I know I'm biased because I played in it, and we've called a ton of games in there with Fox, but at FS1. But let me tell you, there aren't really many things I would say that equal the NCAA tournament. And the Big East tournament, to me, is equal. The energy, the fans, the play. I'm not overselling it either. It is an amazing, it's always been an amazing week at MSG.
And when you talk to these guys at these schools about what they're excited for when they play, they all mention Madison Square Garden in the Big East tournament. McEwen with a shot clock winding down, and that's going to be a travel.
You can't, there's no way he could practice what he just did. Go up, leave the ball in the air, jump back up, and then get his stuff wedged in the rim. You can try this a zillion times, you just couldn't. Well, that's the night that McEwen's having.
Yeah, he's the one player that's having the frustrated night. He's still scoreless. Everything else from Marquette looking pretty good, looking like they're going to get their 18th win of the season and their 8th in conference play. Right now, Mike DeCourcy has them as an 8 seed, so fairly comfortable, but you don't want to leave anything to chance. Any coach will tell you that. They were ranked in the top 20 before this little 3-game skid they've been on.
Seen a lot of teams go through those skids this season. It's how you recover and you fight your way out of it. Boy,
I can't help but laugh. Give him 30.
Just he scores it, and to Woj's argument, if I had to say, and he says people think it's so easy to score 30. It is for him. He makes it look so easy. Look at this. I mean, that's good defense. Hand in the face, a little kind of rip through under. Woj, it is, man. It is easy for him. That's why people think it's so easy.
He's got the last 10 points for Marquette. He just passed Wayman Tisdale on the all-time scoring list. Next up, the Admirable. 6 more to get to him. He might get to Pistol Pete tonight. Who knows? Chase Johnson, and that's going to be a foul. Allen came in a little too aggressive.
A little frustration.
Yeah.
You get a little tired. You know there's a sub waiting for you over there. Maybe you're trying to get to the bench a little quicker.
Yeah, that was 100% frustration. Fourth on Allen. And just a lot of frustration on that Georgetown bench. No Yurt 7, and again, no McClung tonight. McEwen fakes the pass. And an extra pass from Adam to Johnson. Johnson somehow slipped through there. How about the big fella?
And look at Marcus Howard.
Easy. Don't beat him up too hard there.
Using him as a punching bag. Excitement for a teammate. Look, there's going to come a point where Jace Johnson's going to be, he's going to need to be effective. Whether it's Big East tournament, maybe he'll have to be a punching bag at some point again. But
I mean, those were some legit punches that Howard was throwing right there.
Forearm shiver in there.
But Jace Johnson, 4 points. This is a guy that only averages 3 a game. There he's disrupting the shot of Pickett, and then Pickett gets hacked by Kobe McEwen. But you're right, they might need Johnson, especially in a tournament situation. If Greg Elliott, or not Greg Elliott, but Theo John gets into foul trouble.
And the thing we heard from Patrick Ewing at shoot-around today was, you know, Marquette's a big team.
Yeah.
They're much bigger than us. I've heard that multiple times this season when talking about Marquette as a team. After you get past the Marcus Howard thing, the next thing you hear is they're a big team. I mean, Kane and Tatum, I mean, that's, you know, you're 6'6", 6'7". McEwen's a good size, 6'4", 6'5"-ish. And then obviously the bigs. Hey, Bailey over there at 6'9". I mean, there's some length and some height. Elliott you can throw in there at 6'5", 6'6". I mean, they are a big team.
That's why they're top 5 in the country in defensive rebounding. And I'm slipping it into Johnson, who I thought he may have traveled, but no whistle, count the bucket. Well, he's efficient, Donnie. Over his last 9 games now, he's 14 of 15 from the floor.
Needs more touches.
Yep. Get the big fella basketball in there. Oh, a little too tall, up over the top. Final media timeout. Marquette is enjoying this one. 85-61. And how about the Utah grad transfer filling it up? Bench loving it.
Coming your way after the game on College Hoops Extra, we're going to discuss the bracket impact of Marquette's performance tonight. Villanova, they appear to be peaking at the right time, and number 9, Maryland, is on big-time upset alert. Brandon, Donnie, we'll talk to you guys after the game.
All right, Rob, we'll look forward to that. 85-61 as Marquette looks to close the door on the Georgetown Hoyas over the final 3:47. And right now, this is what Mike DeCourcy has. What do you think about it, Donnie?
Well, yeah, obviously, it's a moving target. Marquette doing the job tonight. Maybe they move up a little bit, but I agree with those that Seton Hall Butler's moved down a tiny bit. That thing's always moving. I love to see those every week. It's just so fun, especially for the fans, you know, to speculate.
Yeah, it shifts a lot, but it's fun. And my goodness, Jace Johnson is having a night. Now, that was a great pass from Marcus Howard.
Howard's more excited about Johnson scoring than I think any emotion that he's shown all night in his 30 points.
Johnson's season high is 11. He's got 8 right now. Well, you can tell when a team really likes a player the way that the bench has reacted for Jace Johnson this evening. Symir Torrance, the freshman. Yes, his second triple of the evening.
Marcus Howard looking up ahead, spreading the love with everyone, but unfortunately for Georgetown, that's been most of this half. Too many wide open shooters, not the communication that Patrick Ewing, I'm sure, wants. They're not making tough shots. They're making just open shots. It's been a shooting competition in the second half for Marquette.
Second half, they're 18 of 26, Donnie, almost 70%. And speaking of Marcus Howard, you mentioned the assists. He now has 7 of those. His career high is 9. Chase Johnson wants double figures. Look at the big fella. Qudus Wahab, a little too aggressive.
I think the most exciting thing about this play wasn't the pass or the finish. It was the reaction from Marcus Howard. And look, Woj said today's shoot-around, you know, we lose a couple in a row. We need this. I mean, we really do. You got to take care of home. Sometimes being at home really gives you that feeling of a little bit more confidence. They had that to start.
And as Wojo talked about with us, he said, look, we started the conference 1-3. Then we went on that run where we were 6-1 in our next 7. And now they're going to snap another 3-game losing skid. And that's all part of the rigors of Big East play right there.
When you think about it, it's, you know, 3-3 over their last 6. It's the way to snap yourselves out of it. And again, I think the benefit of this, you know, this win is, it wasn't the Marcus Howard show, at least, you know, for most of the game. The second half, yeah, a little bit, but it was a team effort.
And Howard going to watch the final minute 46 from the bench, but a very efficient 30-point, 10 of 16 performance for him tonight. Chase Johnson has 9. Shot clock dwindling. My goodness, he's possessed in there right now. He and Wahab have been shoving for a while, and they got the scrapes to prove it. So you will have the game against Seton Hall this Saturday, then at DePaul and at St. John's.
Man, those aren't, you can't sleep on St. John's and DePaul either. You know, they're gonna play with a purpose. You know, their purpose is now spoiler once you get to the end of the season.
Oh, that's a tough shot from Javon Blair. 15 points for him. I think if they get 2 of those last 3 and get to 20 wins before MSG, they got to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
And for Georgetown, after this loss, to be frank, there's really no more margin for error. They've just got to win.
Yeah. But again, what Patrick Ewing has had to deal with this season, man, lesser men would have given up or cried a lot of those nights.
Chase Johnson and Qudus Wahab, I mean, they are just going at each other. There's what's left for Patrick Ewing, and that is not easy. I think Creighton is playing as well as anybody in the country,
yes,
not just the conference.
Yeah, I agree. Matter of fact, if you said conference, I would have said country, but we're on the same page.
Yeah. Now, Georgetown did beat them the first time. That win and their Butler win, the 2 most impressive of the year. How many times is Chase Johnson going to get it down on the block here? Well, this time it's an assist to Samir Torrance.
How about they're double teaming him? They're trying to get that ball out of his hands.
Shot clock is off, and it doesn't look like Javon Blair has much interest in doing anything here. And Marquette's going to snap that 3-game losing skid with an exclamation mark. Dominating Georgetown really from start to finish. Get their 18th win of the season, 8-7 in Big East play. For Donnie Marshall, I'm Brandon Gautin as we go back to Rob Stone and Casey Jacobson in Los Angeles.
Brandon, thank you. So Marquette, they end their season-worst 3-game slide. They improved to 18-9, 8-7 in the Big East. Rob Stone, Casey Jacobson with you for about the next half hour.